Dear students, today we are going to study about the next type, that is Xylaria. It's somewhat a small genus, and first we will discuss about its systematic position. That is, this Xylaria is coming under the kingdom Mycota, division Mycota, subdivision Asco Mycotina, class Sordaromycetes, order Xylariales, family Xylariaceae, and the genus study is Xylaria. So likewise, if it is asked for 4 marks or 15 marks, you can at least you can write the class, order and family, because order is Xylariales and family Xylariaceae. It's very easy to remember, and class Sordaromycetes and subdivision Ascomycotina. Because all these, suppose we are discussing about the sexual reproduction, we can see the presence of ascus, and from that we can remember the subdivision Ascomycotina. Okay. So coming to our type study, first we will discuss about the general introduction, which is coming under that we are discussing about the genus distribution and habitat. So here the photograph itself, we can see the appearance of this fungus, and it is cosmopolitan species. That is, we can see normally it is present most of the climatic conditions of our earth. This next point you should remember, it's a saprotrophic or saprophytic fungus. That is, it inhabits on dead organic matter. Here most probably the Xylaria genus species is inhabiting on wood or humus soil. And sometimes it grows as weak parasites, and it's a rare condition on some woody plants causing white rot. That is, when we are discussing about the pathology, we'll study more detailedly about the symptoms of diseases. That white rot means, that is, the plant organs get desiccated or dried and appear as white patches. We can see white spots or powdery mass, and then it is white rot. Okay. In India, there are 10 species reported, of which Xylaria hypoxylon, and it is called as, commonly called as candle snuff fungus. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ മെഴുകുതിരി കത്തി അമർന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് പോലെ തോന്നും കണ്ടാൽ. And the Xylaria polymorpha, it is a very common Xylaria species. It is called as dead man's finger. And here in this figure, in this photograph, you can see this Xylaria polymorpha. കണ്ടോ, ഒരു ഖബറിസ്ഥാനിൽ നിന്ന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സെമിത്തേരിയിൽ നിന്ന് കൈ ഉയർത്തി നിൽക്കുന്ന ഡീക്കേഡ് എന്താണ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ഡെഡ് ബോഡിയുടെ കൈ പോലല്ലേ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. So that's why it is called Xylaria polymorpha, is otherwise called this dead man's finger. This figure also we can see this Xylaria polymorpha. And these two, that is Xylaria hypoxylon and Xylaria polymorpha, these are the two common species occurring in our area in Kollam district, and I personally collected the Xylaria hypoxylon, and in area which is near to Agasthyargudam and near to this Sarinad, we can get this Xylaria polymorpha. And Xylaria mallee causes black rot of apple trees. So apple botanical name is Pyrus malus. That's why the species name mallee, because Xylaria mallee എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സ്പീഷീസ് ഒരു സ്ലൈറ്റ് പാരസൈറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ആക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആപ്പിളിലാണ്. മനസ്സിലായോ? ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ സ്പീഷീസ് നെയിം ഈസ് Xylaria mallee. And like other species, we'll study about its habit or vegetative structure. So it is actually, it's the body of the fungus is made with a very compactly arranged mycelium or hyphae, and we can see the pseudo parenchymatous structures and the protruded portion, which is actually its body, much of the body is underneath the humerus, and the upright finger like portions or candle like portion, it is actually called as, and it is meant for actually the reproductory to develop the reproductory structures and also its body part, and it is commonly called as stroma, and plural it is stromata. And here we can see the candle snuff fungus, that is Xylaria hypoxylon, and here we can see this finger like or candle like outgrowths, and it is called as stroma. Stroma is nothing but there we can see very compactly arranged mycelium or hyphae of Xylaria. And practical point of view, you should take cross section of this stroma in order to view the sexual structures or the fruiting bodies. Okay, but stromata are erect, more or less stalked, and lower portion we can see a stalk like portion. It's not actually, it is not stalk, it appears as stalk. Here it is not visible, and later figures I will show you the here suppose we are taking a close view. Here that some stalk like portions are there, and it is not actually stalks, literally we can say as stalk. And these stromata are fleshy, white or pale buff to black in color, and externally it appears as slight pale woody color or buff colored or black colored. Okay, suppose we are taking section. Inside we can see the compactly arranged hyphae, it appears as like that of a stem section, a parenchymatous section, and there we can see it's light colored. Okay, and sometimes this actually this white patches of this species hypoxylon, this white patch is actually, it is conidia. When it is doing sexual reproduction, it is producing plenty of conidia, and it appears as white in color. Here the conidia is white. Okay, so that's why this appears as white. Then in some species, stromata, it is not stromata, it is stromata are hollow at maturity, free from perithecia. Here the fruiting bodies are called a perithecium, and the previous type we studied about, that is in penicillium, we saw the fruiting bodies are completely closed and it is called a cleistothecium. Here it is flask shaped, so it is called perithecia or perithecium singular. Clear? അപ്പോൾ അതിനി നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത സ്ലൈഡുകളിൽ കാണും. So directly we can study the reproduction, that is Xylaria reproduces by asexual and sexual methods. There is no vegetative reproduction, only two methods, that is asexual and sexual methods. So asexual methods I already discussed, that is it is by means of conidia. So conidia occur on the surface of the stroma as a white powdery mass. Small oval conidia born in large numbers on small conidiophores. Here it is the conidiophore is not visible, it is stout and compactly arranged, and from that we can see simply it is producing conidium, and conidium is light color or white color. Here it is the actual microscopic view of the conidia. ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു ഫോട്ടോയെ എനിക്ക് സെർച്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളൂ. That is very due to the stout nature of the conidiophore, it appears like this, and also next we will study about it, sexual reproduction. So this is the cross section. Some species is with suppose it is a very close of view of the it is not cross section, just a cut, transverse cut. There we can see the internal area is white here, and it's an older Xylaria stroma, so the center portion is hollow, and towards the periphery we can see small here it is more visible, that is small flask shaped structures are developing. Actually it is perithecia. Here we can see this close up. And these are flask shaped fruiting bodies. Inside that we can see the sexual structures or fertilization is occurring. Okay. So stroma is made up of the fungal tissue in which the perithecia with definite walls are embedded. So that is the peritheциum or fruiting bodies are embedded near to the near to the external surface, and the perithecia are flask shaped cavities with protruding tips, and sex organs are present in these cavities. ഇതിനകത്താണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ സെക്സ് ഓർഗൻസ് ഉണ്ടായി വരുന്നത്. Actually correct knowledge about its sexual reproduction is not known. Anyway, the fruiting bodies are there, and inside we can see the formation of ascus and ascospores. And how this ascus and ascospores are produced is like that of the penicillium itself. They develop from the terminal cells of the hyphae present. It's quite simple. When we are comparing the penicillium, it's very simple. So they develop from the terminal cells of the hyphae present at the base of the cavity. That is, first it will produce the flask shaped fruiting body, and to the downward here we can see more clearly, and these are the structure of perithecia. And perithecium, suppose we are cutting exact vertical section, then we can see this flask shaped structures, and nearby it is appearing as circular because we are taking the section just to one side of the perithecia, because it is flask shaped, or pyramid shape ulla oru sadhanamanu. And here we can see it is the surface view of the stroma, and the ostiole or opening of the perithecia we can see in dark colored part, and inside we can see a cavity is there, and towards the base of this cavity we can see the sexual structures are developing. Okay. And as a result sexual combination occurs, that is the fusion between the haploid cells produced from the sex organs, and it fuses and form diploid zygote, and it immediately undergo meiotic division and form 4 haploid cells, and then it again form one more mitotic division. So this 8 ascospores are there. It's like simply you can write, and the assay are cylindrical, 8 spores and mixed with the paraphases here and there, like that of penicillium. Here also we can see some sterile hyphae present among the developing assay or ascus, and they are called as paraphases. So the ascospores are uniseriate, fusiform and non-septate. The ascospores fusiform ആയിരിക്കും, that means protruded ആയിരിക്കും, elongated ആയിരിക്കും, then non-septate ആയിരിക്കും, often with an equatorial germ pore. അത്ര എഴുതിയില്ലെങ്കിലും കുഴപ്പമില്ല. They are brown to black in color at maturity. Here matured perithecium, so here we can see that brown colored matured ascospore. So here it is young condition, here it is matured, so it becomes black or dark colored. And when it is matures, through that here we can see that ostiole is there, here it is visible, and through that ostiole the ascospores liberate. Simply ഇത്രയും നിങ്ങൾ ഇതിൽ പഠിച്ചാൽ മതി. Here we can see simply haploid from haploid mycelium. From here നോക്കിയാൽ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും haploid mycelium, and we can see the mixing up of the 2 mycelium 1 and mycelium 2, and also we can see the mixing up of the cytoplasm first, and it is called plasmogamy. Then like that of penicillium we can see 2 dikaryotic cells are there, that is each is cell with two nuclei from different Xylaria is called as dikaryon. Okay, and then indefinite growth, it leads dikaryon like life for some time, and then dikaryotic mycelium here again, and we can see the it fuses, and at the same time we can see the fruiting body is developing, and after the dikaryotic mycelium, and by using this dikaryotic mycelium itself, it is producing the fruiting body itself. ആ ഫ്രൂട്ടിംഗ് ബോഡി ഉണ്ടായി വരുന്നതും ഡൈക്കാരിയോട്ടിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഹൈഫിൽ നിന്നാണ്. Okay, and after the formation of the dikaryotic fruiting body, here and there we can see the karyogamy occurs, and as a result the two haploids which is present in the same cell mix or unites, or that is karyogamy occurs, and as a result zygotic nucleus or diploid cell occurs, and immediately after the mixing up of the two haploid cells, it becomes zygote. But in fungus we can use the term synkaryon. Dikaryon becomes synkaryon, syn, synkaryon. Syn means fusing or fused, and as a result after the synkaryon or diploid nucleus formation, it undergo meiosis, and again haploid spores, that is ascospores. Okay, and the ascospores, young condition it is light colored, and the matured condition it becomes black or dark or brown colored, and it liberates through the perithecial ostiole and liberates, and from that we can see the haploid Xylaria mycelium develops. അപ്പോൾ ഇതൊരു essay question ആയിട്ട് അങ്ങനെ ചോദിച്ച് കാണാറില്ല, ഇതൊരു 4 മാർക്ക് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ്. ചോദിക്കാവുന്ന ചോദ്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വാട്ട് ഈസ് പെരിത്തീഷ്യം, 2 മാർക്ക് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആയിട്ട് ചോദിക്കാം. ദെൻ വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഓഫ് സൈലേറിയ സ്ട്രോമ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കാം. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ മാത്രമാണ് ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. കൂടുതൽ നമുക്കിത് പ്രാക്ടിക്കൽ പോയിൻ്റ് ഓഫ് വ്യൂവിലാണ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. പ്രാക്ടിക്കൽ എക്സാമിന് ഒരു ബാച്ചിന് ഉറപ്പായിട്ടും സൈലേറിയ സ്ട്രോമ പ്രാക്ടിക്കൽ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മളെ ആ സ്ട്രോമ, ഫിംഗർ ലൈക്ക് സ്ട്രോമ ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും തരും. ടേക്ക് എ ക്രോസ് സെക്ഷൻ, വ്യൂ അണ്ടർ മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പ്. യു ക്യാൻ ഗെറ്റ് എ ഫിഗർ മോസ്റ്റ് പ്രോബബ്ലി ലൈക്ക് ദിസ്. Okay, here it is not view as parenchyma, but it is hyphae, very compactly arranged hyphae, so it is appearing like a tissue. Okay, so that is pseudo parenchyma or plectenchyma. പഠിച്ച ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ, മുമ്പ് ഞാൻ പഠിപ്പിച്ചു തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും മാത്രം കാണിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ആ പ്രാക്ടിക്കലിന് അത് കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് കിട്ടും. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ഇതിൽ 1 മാർക്ക് ഒരിക്കൽ ഒരു ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഡെഡ് മാൻസ് ഫിംഗേഴ്സ് എന്ന് മാത്രം ചോദിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അതിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ എന്ത് എഴുതണം? ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് സൈലേറിയ. സൈലേറിയ എന്ന് എഴുതിയാൽ പോലും മാർക്ക് തരും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഓർക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ എന്തെഴുതും? സൈലേറിയ പോളിമർ. 1 മാർക്ക് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഇതൊരു ചെറിയ ചാപ്റ്ററാണ്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ചാപ്റ്റർ ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്നതെല്ലാം കുറച്ച് വലിയ ചാപ്റ്റേഴ്സാണ്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഇത് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് നോക്കുക, എന്നിട്ട് സംശയം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിക്കുക. താങ്ക് യു.